key California Assembly blocked a bill that would make child trafficking a serious felony. I'm Haley Gears with the full story tonight.
Box office hit Sound of Freedom is facing backlash from the media while multiple viewers claim theaters are sabotaging screenings. I'm Emma Ott. Stay with us for more information on MyTV53 News at 8.
Also tonight, could some valley cities hit 118 degrees for a high this weekend? One climatologist thinks so, but we're going to hear direct from our National Weather Service office in Hanford. Those stories and more coming up next in prime time.
New, local, unique. MyTV53 News at 8 starts right now.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the San Joaquin Valley's only 8 p.m. news. I'm Austin Reed. We've made it to the middle of the week. It's Wednesday, July the 12th. Thank you for being with us. Our big story tonight is from our state capitol, where late yesterday, a key California Assembly committee blocked a bill to make child trafficking a serious felony. New tonight, reporter Haley Gears spoke with the nonprofit organization called Breaking the Chains today about this. They are shocked this bill did not pass. Haley's in our newsroom with the details.
Yesterday, the key California Assembly met to discuss a bill that would make child trafficking a serious felony. Unfortunately, the vote had a shocking and disappointing outcome halfway through the legislation process to block the bill after it had been previously unanimously passed at the state Senate level. Co-founder and COO of the Valley's Breaking the Chains organization met with us to discuss the implications of this bill being blocked.
A minor can't even be charged with prostitution because they're a minor. So automatically, if someone gets caught, it is trafficking a minor. And so, but yet on the other end, we're saying that this shouldn't be a violent crime against children. It's just not making sense to me that our state is not wanting to protect the children that we are supposed to be protecting.
Due to the fact that child trafficking is not considered a serious felony, repeat offenders who traffic minors under the age of 17 are still eligible to be released early from their full prison sentences. This can turn a maximum sentence of 12 years into merely 4 years. Not only does this increase the likelihood of trafficking crimes being repeated, but it also takes a large mental toll on the previous victims, especially those that are of a young age.
They like to build relationships with these victims. So one, it makes it already hard enough for the victim to come forward against the trafficker. If they happen to be afraid of the trafficker, then this just makes that situation even worse because they know that eventually that person's going to get out if they get sentenced at all, and they're always going to be looking over their shoulder.
The blockage of this bill was an unexpected outcome, and many of the victims who were present at the hearing voiced their grievances with the decision. Senator Grove, the author of the bill, drew the comparison that robbing a bank and arson were both considered felonies, yet somehow trafficking a child was not. The Breaking the Chains organization recommends a few ways that members of the community can contribute to a solution.
They go to our website. We're always looking for volunteers, whether that be 2 hours a week answering phones, helping us transport. We're always looking for mentors. Obviously, monetary donations, those monthly recurring donations are huge to us. We have events that happen. So if there's businesses that want to donate auction items or sponsor our events, I mean, there's so many ways that you can help, just depending on what capacity that you are able and willing to give in. There isn't anything that you can't do to help us, try to prevent what's happening or to step in and help those that have already been victimized.
Reporting from the News Center, this is Haley Gears, MyTV53 News at 8.
Okay, Haley, this all comes as a new movie called Sound of Freedom has just been released. It tracks one man's mission to save children, but the movie thus far is bringing with it some controversy. New at 8 and only from MyTV53 News, reporter Emma Ott is looking into this. She joins us with team coverage on this hot topic.
Thank you, Austin. The Sound of Freedom film is an incredible true story of a former government agent's pursuit to rescue children from sex trafficking. The film debuted in theaters on July 4th and has collected over $41 million so far. However, It received some serious criticism from multiple media outlets calling it a QAnon conspiracy and turning this true story that exposes the darkness of child trafficking into a political debate. CNN is telling viewers directly to not watch The Sound of Freedom, saying it was created out of moral panic and has ties with QAnon conspiracy theories. Rolling Stone said it was a superhero movie for dads with brain worms and a conspiracy thriller with a false perception of trafficking. The word QAnon stems from the idea of a right-wing community that has been accused of buying into conspiracy theories. The same word has been used on almost every headline that mentions the movie Sound of Freedom. Although the film, produced by Angel Studios, never engages in such conspiracy theories, while instead exposes the true story of Tim Ballard's operation to infiltrate a child sex trafficking ring in Cartagena, Colombia. This operation resulted in the successful rescue of multiple children and the arrest of several traffickers. Most criticism from the media comes from an effort to downplay the significance of the message the movie delivers. This is Tim Ballard, the former agent who inspired the film.
For 12 years, I was a special agent and undercover operator for the Department of Homeland Security. And that's when I learned about child crimes and human trafficking and what is going on. Like, it was a shock to me. And, you know, learning the stats and then having the anecdotal experiences to back up the stats.
Theories that AMC have sabotaged screenings of The Sound of Freedom by shutting off air conditioning, evacuating the theater, or refunding tickets have gone viral among social media users. Multiple stories of online tickets saying few seating is available, yet the theater will be empty, have also been reported. It's also important to note that The Sound of Freedom had a lengthy production. The producer said the film wrapped in 2018 but could not secure a distributor. The film initially had a deal with 20th Century Fox before Disney acquired the company in 2019. Disney then declined to release it. Angel Studios finally acquired distribution rights in early 2023, which is why we have the film now. Ballard and Angel Studios both deny the movie has any political ties, and Ballard responded to backlash by saying, "This is just bizarre. That's how it feels to me. It feels like there's some other agenda because why do this?" I'm Emma Ott reporting with MyTV53 News at 8.
Okay, Emma, right now the movie is playing at 2 theaters in Fresno and also has showings in Bakersfield and Delano. Other news on this Wednesday, this just in from Tulare County officials, a sex offender has been sentenced to life in prison. On July 10th this week, in Department 10 of the Tulare County Superior Court Visalia Division, the court sentenced 31-year-old Nathan Valentino to 15 years to life in prison for child molestation. Valentino pleaded guilty to 1 felony count of child molestation on May 31st. Now, the crime was committed against a female minor in January 2020 when Valentino touched her at a library in Visalia. Valentino does possess a prior child molestation felony from 2019 in which he was ordered to register as a sex offender under Penal Code 290. Turning to our big stories in Kern County for our viewers watching on KNXT, new tonight, 2 Delano gang members have been arrested for a series of armed robberies. The 2 gang members were arrested for 4 armed robberies of pedestrians on April 13th in Rich Grove, McFarland, Delano, and Early Mart. Saul Ochoa, 20, was arrested July 3rd in Delano, and Gerald Agbalog, also 20, was arrested yesterday in Delano. Between the hours of 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on the 13th of April, the 2 suspects drove up to people who were walking and held them up at gunpoint, confiscating their wallets and cell phones. Through investigation, detectives identified the suspect vehicle and later identified the 2 as the 2 responsible for the armed robbery series. We have a new video tonight from the Fresno Police Department. Back on July 8th at about 8 p.m., officers responded to 3190 East Tulare Street regarding an attempted robbery and assault. The victim had been shopping in the grocery store when 2 suspects approached him and asked him if his necklace was real. The victim made some small talk with the suspects, but did not feel like he was in danger at the time. Now, the suspects eventually paid for their items and left the store. While at his vehicle, the victim saw the same 2 suspects approach him. One of the suspects ran up to the victim and attempted to snatch the necklace from his neck. As the victim ran, another suspect kicked him in an attempt to trip him. The victim was able to get away and last saw the suspects driving away in a silver Dodge Charger. If you have any information on the identity of these suspects, call Valley Crime Stoppers, 559-498-STOP. And it's Who Is This Wednesday. Madera police tonight looking to identify the subject pictured here who entered a local business and even selected a case of beer. While attempting to leave without paying for the beer, the subject brandished an edged weapon, raising this crime to an armed robbery. If you recognize the suspect or have any information about this, you can call Crime Stoppers as well, 498-STOP. All right, turning to our severe heat wave, near record heat is expected in most of the San Joaquin Valley starting Saturday all the way through Monday. Now, there is a major to extreme risk for heat-related illnesses for much of the population, especially those who are heat sensitive and those without effective cooling and or adequate hydration. Heat-related impacts are possible if simple precautions are not taken. In the meantime, GV Wire tonight says Daniel Swain, a climate scientist at UCLA, wrote on his Weather West blog today that numerous calendar date record high temperatures will likely be tied or broken across the San Joaquin Valley. We're talking 115 to 118. But how likely is a 118 degree high this weekend? I spoke with meteorologists from the National Weather Service office in Hanford.
Saturday, so there are some chances for near record heat on Saturday, with a few places being predicted to hit 110, and also on Sunday with a few places being hitting the lower 110s. So it's definitely going to be really hot. But in terms of that 118 degrees, probabilistic info really isn't saying that it's going to get that hot.
And today we took a quick trip to one of Fresno's cooling centers. A total of 4 cooling centers in Fresno are now open. They will continue to be open. All cooling centers are open from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. in accordance with state guidelines. By the way, Fresno fax buses will provide free transportation to all city cooling centers. Okie dokie, it's Wednesday night. The news at 8 is just getting started. Still to come, could the Oakland A's come to Fresno? Mayor Jerry Dyer is hoping for that. GV Wire will explain. And later, will recent Supreme Court decisions sway Gen Z voters? We've got a special report. And we are tracking that severe weather. We'll have an update on your forecast coming up as well. New, local, unique. This is MyTV53 News at 8, and we are back in a little over 2 minutes.
This is MyTV53 News. New, local, unique with Austin Reed. You're watching MyTV53 News at 8.
Welcome back, everybody, on this 12th of July. New from the city of Clovis tonight, the large eucalyptus trees in the median of Armstrong and Poison Avenues will be substantially pruned this week. Some of the branches have developed decay and the trees are in decline. The goal of the city is to preserve the trees for as long as possible, and the pruning should give them some additional time. Now, there will also be road work beginning the week of July 17th, which could impact the trees. The city tonight says they will be keeping a close eye on the project to hopefully minimize any potential tree damage. We have a trending story now. Could Fresno host the Oakland Athletics for an interim home? Mayor Jerry Dyer spoke with GV Wire reporter David Taub about this today, and the mayor seems confident.
Mayor Dyer, speculation of where the Oakland A's may play in between Oakland and Las Vegas, we're going to 25 through 27. Speculation, Reno, Las Vegas, San Francisco, even still in Oakland. But Fresno even a possibility? You know, of those cities, why not Fresno?
Well, I think Fresno is always a possibility when you consider that they're looking for a 2-year stint to be in a stadium until theirs is done. We've made a significant number of improvements to our stadium, $6 million in the last couple of years with new turf, lighting, scoreboard, sound system, painting this facility. So we believe it's one of the finest AAA stadiums in the nation, and there's no reason why we wouldn't be in a strong position to host a AAA team.
Now, I understand you've been in actual talks with the Major League team about bringing the AAA team back to Fresno?
We have not heard back yet. We're also in conversation with a sports consultant so that he can provide us with what avenues we might have, what approach there may be. But I think we're in a strong position in Fresno to be able to host a AAA team again, and I believe the A's affiliation would be the right one.
As of right now, the A's will be moving to Las Vegas, but the Major League Baseball team will need a place to play for 3 years from 2025 to 2027. We'll keep you posted on that. Switching gears now, some Amazon workers are on strike, but will it impact you? Here's Democracy Now!'s Amy Goodman with the answer.
In Britain, some 900 Amazon warehouse workers in the city of Coventry are on a 3-day strike coinciding with Amazon Prime Day, which runs Tuesday and Wednesday this week. The workers are fighting for fair wages, humane working conditions, and recognition of their union. Amazon workers in Germany are also striking this week.
We are in solidarity with the Writers Guild from Amazon in the United States with your fight. Your fight is our fight. We are in solidarity with the Amazon workers in Coventry who are in strike these days. We are a worldwide movement. We are fighting for better conditions, for more money on Amazon worldwide.
Here in the United States, dozens of delivery drivers contracted by Amazon in Southern California have been on strike since late June to protest unsafe working conditions amid extreme heat.
And that was Amy Goodman with Democracy Now! Reporting.
MyTV53 News continues with the Valley's local forecast.
Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. And not much of a girlfriend. I never seem to get a lot.
It's been some time since we last spoke, and this is gonna sound like a bad joke, but mama, I fell in love again. It's safe to say I have a new girlfriend.
Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. And not much of a girlfriend. I never seem to get a lot. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. And not much of a girlfriend. I never seem to get a lot.
It's been a while since we talked last, and I'm trying hard not to talk fast, but Dad, I'm finally thinking I may have found the one type of girl that'll make you way proud of your son. And I know you heard the last song about
All right, welcome back, everybody. All new from our partners at Cal Matters tonight. Cal State has a new chancellor. Her challenges, though, include the system's sexual misconduct allegations and a massive budget gap. Mildred Garcia will take over a system confronting a budget shortfall, declining enrollment, and complaints about how Cal State officials have handled sexual misconduct allegations. Garcia, a former CSU president, will oversee the nation's largest four-year public university system and its nearly 500,000 students. Now to a special report. 18-year-old American citizens of the Gen Z generation will be eligible to vote in a U.S. presidential election for the first time next year. From Voice of America, Veronica Balderas interviewed several young adults about what political and legal issues are important to them.
Generation Z, or people born starting around 1996, is a more racially and ethnically diverse group than previous generations. As young adults, Zoomers, as they are colloquially known, tend to lean towards liberal politics, but they aren't a monolith.
They tend to put party affiliation to the side and focus on the policy issues in particular.
University students who will be eligible to vote in the 2024 presidential election say they are keeping an eye on how politicians react to a series of conservative decisions by the U.S. Supreme Court, including those on abortion rights and college admissions.
Because the way that it's going right now, we're getting pushed back like 100, 150 years into the past because of issues like Roe v. Wade being turned over, affirmative action being turned over, LGBTQ rights.
Preston Raven, a journalism sophomore in Austin, Texas, was comfortable with the court's recent decision to end race-conscious admissions in colleges.
They should look at your application and base it off of that, not because of your race.
Veronica Valderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but coming up next here on your news at 8 o'clock, 559 Fights returns this month, and we've got a preview next at 8. Before we go tonight, 559 Fights is back for July. New tonight, here's what to expect later this month. And a quick reminder, you can watch all 559 Fights live from Visalia exclusively on MyTV53. All right, we have a heat wave coming. We've been talking about it for the last week or so. Here's a look at your forecast, final look at your forecast. As you can see, by Friday into this weekend, that's when those extreme temperatures hit. Do expect multiple heat warnings and watches to go into effect here in the next couple of days. I'm not looking forward to that. Do what you can to stay safe. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. I'm Austin Reed, hoping your news is good news. I'll see you tomorrow.